TV show and literature. You ready to shake things up? Yumikomi Lukaru, and we are going to be feasting on 7 more. That's 10. I can't count. 7 more bingeable actors. And one of the gentlemen on this list is so hard to find, even on Netflix. It's very depressing. But I'll point him out when he arrives. I've only seen a handful of things he's in, which is really sad because in what I've seen him in, he's really talented. But without further ado, here's flavors 15 to 21. Starting with Monsieur Ralph Ineson. Now, in a previous video, I gave all of my flavors actual food flavors. I put it in the description as well. So, Monsieur Ineson is my Italian ranch dressing blend flavor. And he has been a background character in the Potter series, in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was one of the Ravager pilots. He is in From Hell as a guy named Gordy. He is in Great Expectations, where he's actually a good guy and the sergeant. In Ready Player One, he's a jerk of a boyfriend who ends up getting what he basically deserved by being a thief. He had not the main role in The Witch, but he was the father. He is also in Game of Thrones as one of the Ironborn who goes with Theon to take over the North. Theon gives this great speech about how they're going to fight, and he clocks Theon on the head and says, "Can we go? Let's go home now, guys." Turn him over to the Boltons and we're going to leave. It doesn't end well for them. It's so sad. He also plays one of the Bin Men, who take the place of the Weird Sisters in Shakespeare's retold Macbeth, which is funnier than all get out. I love that movie. He is, like I said, a background character. He's Amicus Caro. If they would have actually done the books justice, he would have had a larger role, but they condensed it for time and added total malarkey for completely different reasons, and I'm not getting into that. So yeah, that's my Ralph. He's fun to find. Hard to find, but not the hardest on my list of flavors. And then we have Monsieur Henry Cavill. He's the one I describe as a rare steak. Just nice bloody juice and meat. Don't ask me why. He just is. For those of you who don't know, he's in the Man of Steel as, well, Superman. He's in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. He's in the Justice League. He is in the movie Stardust as a pompous little, "I'm better than you because I'm rich," pseudo-antagonist to the protagonist. And he's constantly humiliating the protagonist until the protagonist actually realizes he has more to offer than what he originally thought. It is awesome to see him go from, oh, cock of the walk, to, I can't beat him anymore. It's so funny. But the first time I saw this fellow was in The Tudors as Charles Brandon, who later becomes the Duke of Suffolk. Henry VIII's most loyal companion, according to that show. Everything his character does is for Henry's best interest. He was banished from court a few times because of that attitude. But he was always welcomed back, which was awesome. He also tackled a demigod as Theseus in the show The Immortals, which was a good movie. A weird take on the myths of Theseus, but it was still a good movie. He is younger than me. Like 2 years. It's actually kind of funny. Though no, he is not the youngest I follow, because Monsieur Felton is massively younger than I am. But that's neither here nor there. What else can I say about him? I do want to see The Witcher, and if they put it on DVD, I will look for it. But as it sits, I don't do streaming services. I just don't. I don't have that kind of disposable income. Now, this next gentleman, he is my hardest flavor to find. And if his face does not make any sense, if you've seen the Harry Potter series, he's the Death Eater Antonin Dolohov. I call him my chocolate caramel. His first name is Arben, and please forgive me, dear sir, I am going to butcher your last name because I've never heard it pronounced. It is Bajraktaraj. Don't quote me. Like I said, forgive me, I've never heard it pronounced. And I would prefer to hear it pronounced by him, so I would know precisely how to say it. But he's also in Taken. And his character in Taken I find hilarious. Because he's another one of those, yeah, I'm all big and bad. And then he's reduced to this screaming, shrieking, please don't hurt me, kill me, whatever coward when confronted by Liam Neeson. And sadly, I've only seen him as Antonin Dolohov and Marco, I want to say. I think that's his character. Don't quote me. Because I have trouble finding him on Netflix. Because he's not the big name superstar that everyone else follows. It's really sad. I'm sure if I had a location hopper that is frequently advertised on other channels, I might be able to find him in Europe somewhere. But that's not the case. Like I said, I don't have that kind of disposable income yet. So I look forward to hopefully finding more shows with him in it. Because of all my flavors, he's the one I've binged the least. Which is kind of sad. Because he looks like he has a lot of potential. And now next is Gerard Butler. I love Mr. Butler. He has the coolest accent. And he is cranberry raspberry lemonade as a flavor. I know, totally random. And I liked him in a lot of his shows, but I still think my favorite, which shame on me, I did not put on my little cheat sheet, is Reign of Fire, where he plays Christian Bale's best friend, Creedy. And they have to fight dragons in modern world. It's awesome. Yeah, something's done in the kitchen. I have a friend over there cooking. But he also plays King Leonidas in the 300. And it's entertaining. I like it because it is entertaining. But the way they depict Sparta is all wrong. Because contrary to some beliefs, all of ancient Greece, during the time of the city-states, had different customs for courting men between the ages of like 13 and 17. And Sparta was one of the worst, if you want to call it that, because they started infinitely younger. But that's neither here nor there. I said in another show that Into the Storm is not Geostorm, and that is very true. Two very different talented men are in both movies. But in Into the Storm, nature herself causes the storms. In Geostorm, human beings got cocky and arrogant enough to think they could control nature and the storms. And that turned around and bit them in the butt. He's also in a movie called Nim's Island. He plays Nim's dad. He is an absolute sweetheart in that movie. And I love that he does his best to look after and protect his daughter on this island. It's awesome the way they did that movie. Though, if you want to completely change of pace, he sings in a movie version of the Phantom of the Opera. He plays the Phantom himself. He does a good job. Unless you listen to the boys of Cinema Therapy, and then they have their own opinions. I happen to like him in that movie. Because I like it whenever my guys stretch their, hey, I can do something other than act and look pretty. And irony of ironies, the first thing I ever saw him in and took notice of him in, Lara Croft's Tomb Raider 2, The Cradle of Life. Yeah, I keep aging myself. That's another fun movie, just to watch and enjoy. You don't have to go, oh my god, it's so bad because it's nothing like the video games. Yeah, newsflash, very few video game movies are as good or a proper depiction of the video games. Detective Pikachu is one of the exceptions to that. And I like the original 2 Mortal Kombats too, but those are a completely different reason and a completely different subset of movies. If you want me to cover them, including Detective Pikachu, let me know. in the comments. But that is all for Monsieur Butler. The next feller is the same age as me. He is in fact a month and a day younger than me.
He might look familiar from the T-Mobile commercials.
Yes, I know. My camera woman just pointed out that he is recently doing a whole heck of a lot of T-Mobile commercials, which is kind of sad because Ben Barnes should not be relegated to peddling wireless.
Maybe he wanted to.
Oh, I'm sure it's a change of pace to shake things up in his career. But for those of you who have not seen the T-Mobile commercials, Ben Barnes here, who my class is cheddar sour cream in my flavors, is in the Narnia series. Say hello to Prince Caspian. Or if you want dark and disturbing, Dorian Gray, from the more modern telling of the picture of Dorian Gray, literally entitled Dorian Gray. And he is also in Stardust. He plays the younger version of the protagonist's father. So his name's Dunstan in that movie. Whereas Dunstan's son is named Tristan. He's so cute and clueless in that movie. I love him. He's also in the TV miniseries Sons of Liberty, where he plays Samuel Adams. He does a very good job in that. Like I said, IMDb to see their cast, their filmography, and then Netflix them. Because these are not cookie cutter. They're not. You can't peg them. Well, you probably could if they wanted you to, but that's neither here nor there. My camera woman just gave me the dirtiest look. It was awesome.
Give you a dirty look.
It was an incredulous look of, oh my God, I can't believe you went there.
Incredulous, yes. Dirty now.
Yeah, I walked right into that. And you know me and innuendos. I can't not play with it. Kind of like a bell. Ring it.
She's part cat.
I am not. It's like Pavlov's dog. Yeah, so this is Monsieur Barnes. He's fun. Now, this flavor is also a Game of Throner. Jason Momoa. Or, for the Game of Thrones fans out there, Khal Drogo. Preferably, though, my favorite role, he's a werewolf in the movie Wolves. And his last name's Slaughter. It is so fun. I will be covering it on one of my full moon episodes. I have no doubt in my mind about that. But for you DC fans, say hello to Aquaman. And if you prefer television to movies, and you're more a sci-fi fella or filly or whatever, Ronan from Stargate Atlantis. He plays a satyr in one of the more recent shows that, like I said, because I do not have a streaming service, I can't watch. It's rather sad. But if they put it on DVD, I will gladly procure it and watch it, because that is what I do. I buy and I binge. because I grew up in the era where you did not have complete box set series, so you could binge watch. You had to dutifully and dedicatedly tune in to the television to watch every week. And heaven forbid if it wasn't on because of something stupid. Oh God, if you have to go to the bathroom and you can't pause the commercials because there's no pause live TV app for the channels when we were kids. Oh, heaven. Oh. But Mr. Momoa is probably a flavor I should not have because it will give me a massive upset stomach. He's clam chowder. I love clam chowder, but I'm allergic to seafood.
My lady at work calls him Mr. Mimosa.
My camera woman just said someone at her work calls him Mr. Mimosa, which is hilarious. And finally, rounding out this group's 7 is Jensen Ackles. And if you don't know him, he is from Supernatural. If you don't watch Supernatural, but you like horror movies, he was in My Bloody Valentine 3D. And a very cool, dark, demonic movie called Devour. He's also in the TV show Dark Angel as 2 characters. But he also did voice work. He was in Batman Under the Red Hood. I have not seen the soap opera he started in.
Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, I did not watch Days of Our Lives, even though that's where he got his start in.
You could still tell them.
My camera woman is reminding me of such things. Hence why you hear our dialogue. She's awesome that way. She's seen things he's been in that I haven't seen.
He was blonder.
He's pumpkin cheesecake as a flavor. And that's something I could probably binge and then wish I hadn't eaten because I could eat the entire thing and go, God, that was stupid. Much like watching these guys' shows. Put it on and watch show after show after show. It's 3 in the morning. I should not still be up. I gotta get my kids to school. So, yeah, binge. What's really sad is I still have not finished Supernatural. I own the entire series. So, at some point, when my life is less crazy, I will be sitting down to watch it. But as it sits right now, I'm lucky to get these videos written, among other things I like to do or need to do. As I keep telling my kids, stay children as long as you can. Being an adult is overrated. Time seems to go faster and you never have enough of it to get what you need to get done. But yeah, these are the next 7 flavors of my flavors. Which of them have you seen? Which of them have you not seen? Will you look for any of them? Do you have any suggestions of what I should watch that they have been in? I think he was also in a Smallville episode. I can't remember. I'll have to re-look him up. But our Netflix queue is currently full. So I have to wait for a few videos to go back before I could add more to it. And my camera woman snickering. She thinks it's hilarious. I put my werewolf movies on there too. The ones that I don't own. But that's just me. So, these are my opinions of 7 more very talented fellows. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. These are my opinions. Feel free to disagree. And I'm putting this out there. Their personal lives have no bearing for me when it comes to their talent. There is only a handful of things that they could do outside of their career that would make me not want to follow them. So, if you are a person who is not like me, and you want to tell me what they've done in their personal life, do know that I will read it and pay attention to it. But I may or may not comment on it as a deal breaker as to whether or not I will continue to watch them. Because the industry is set up that they're paid regardless of what happens. And when you deny the money, you're not hurting the actors. You're hurting the cameramen, the extras, the set designers, the prop designers. You're hurting everybody in the credits after the actors when you pirate and boycott and all these things. But like I said, these are my opinion about these 7. Feel free to disagree. Find the like button. Tend to whatever injuries it might have acquired over the past week. Rescue the subscribe button from zombies. Again, play with the bell. Make it ding. And kindness is the key to understanding. So be kind to me and be kind to each other. Until next time, bye.